Item 10E, adopt a resolution waiving the competitive bidding process and authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with JMB Construction, Inc. for emergency replacement of stormwater facilities in an amount of $72,000, approving a project contingency of $14,400, and a total construction budget in the amount of $86,400.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. The topic in front of you tonight is in regards to the emergency replacement and repair of stormwater infrastructure that were affected by last month's storm. As you heard earlier tonight, staff made substantial efforts before the storm to prevent many of our residents from encountering storm-related damages, but unfortunately, some instances did arise when several storm infrastructures were damaged and currently requires a repair as an emergency basis. The last month's storm event resulted in hillside erosion, where mud, rocks, and debris flowed onto two residential properties. One location was at 140 Riviera Court and the other at 3675 Fleetwood Drive. At Riviera Court, staff discovered two sections of an existing 24-inch diameter corrugated metal pipeline that had corroded at the bottom of the pipeline. And here's a slide that shows the picture of on the left that the city CCTV equipment that took. Since all of the water cannot travel through the pipeline, water is flowing through the bottom of this pipe and from the hose and creating hillside erosion. So the total length of failed pipeline that needs to be replaced is approximately 132 feet. Between the drain inlets, there's a picture of the drain inlet on the bottom right-hand corner that needs to be replaced as well. The cost estimate for the replacement of the pipeline and drain inlets is approximately $46,000. Currently, there's some temporary sandbags that has been placed to further prevent the resident from flooding at that property. So the other locations at 3675 Fleetwood Drive, a section of concrete valley gutter broke, sending mud and water onto the property. Caltrans uses the valley gutter to convey water from Skyline Boulevard. Staff contacted Caltrans to request them to perform the repair. They acknowledge that they will be responsible for the repair and is working on a permanent solution to address the issue, but were unable to immediately mobilize their crew. In order to protect our resident from further flooding, the city has taken on initiative to install temporary measures until Caltrans derive a permanent solution. The city requested and received confirmation from Caltrans that they allow the city to enter the area to perform work and reimburse the city for all the expenses. Here's some pictures of that site at 3675 Fleetwood. There's a tree that came down onto the valley gutter. That's the picture. You look from left to right there in the middle of the picture. That's where the section of the valley gutter broke. There's just water coming down the hillside. And currently there's some temporary measure that the staff placed for drainage behind the property. So the proposal is to install a new pipeline from an existing Caltrans drain across the broken valley gutter. One non-hillside flooding location occurred in 1920 Spyglass Drive. The existing storm drain pipelines exist underground between 1920 and its adjoining neighbor property, and staff conducted a CCTV inspection of the pipeline, noticed some joint separation, which is being proposed to be immediately repaired. And the cost to perform that work is approximately $9,000. Currently, temporary measures are in place to prevent further flooding into the property. You can see here there's some sandbags that staff placed around the entire perimeter of the resident. That's from the side, and that's behind the property. So the replacement of the storm system in this area will require additional review, as the design is quite complex. Staff has derived several replacement alternatives, but the estimated construction cost could be somewhere from $400,000 to $600,000, depending on the extent of the pipeline replacement work. And the design is anticipated to be completed by May 27th of this year, and staff will return to the City Council to authorize construction contract to expedite the construction work to commence sometime in summer of this year. And staff has coordinated with all three property owners and as you see tonight, provided these temporary measures to mitigate water intrusion to the properties, and including erosion control at both hillside, all the properties. Staff also contacted contractors, West Valley Construction and JB Construction, to provide proposal to perform the work. West Valley declined since they don't have any additional staff to perform the work, but JMB was interested in provided an estimated cost proposal of $72,000 to perform the work in the time and materials basis. So the scope of work includes pipeline installation, trenching, excavation, disposal of materials, and site restoration. So the staff is requesting the work to be completed in an emergency basis and to waive the competitive bid process. An emergency exists because the storm has required the city to utilize temporary measures until permanent facilities are constructed. The city will be unable to immediately restore the stormwater system if the formal competitive bid process is utilized. So the council may take immediate action required by the emergency and to procure any equipment, services, and supplies for the purpose without having the public bidding process. So an action by the council requires 4/5 votes to declare emergency. Should the council take the action tonight and waive the competitive bidding process, we can start the work the week of the 20th is what we're anticipating, weather pending, of course. As for the fiscal impact, the total construction amount is $72,000, and we have in our budget, in the operating fund, 16-17 fund, we have $250,000 dedicated to perform the spot repair, which we'll be using as part of this work. And so no additional appropriation is needed at this time. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or action by the council? Marty?
For the Fleetwood repair, has staff walked the whole length and confirmed that there's no other kind of possible areas that look like they may need to be repaired?
Yes, staff did walk along the extent of the damage area, but I can double check with the staff to see if they walked the entire length of the valley gutter. It's a pretty long.
Right, it goes all the way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Ken?
Mr. Chair, just before I introduce, you said Caltrans will reimburse whatever that cost is, and it's estimated at $17,000?
Correct. That's the cost for the temporary construction
Temporary
repair
for
work.
Fleetwood, yeah.
But we're also going to add on any additional staff time,
Okay.
any material expenses that we've accumulated.
Okay. With that, if there's no other questions, I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Vice Mayor says yes.
Vice Mayor Ibarra, I apologize. Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Marty Medina. Councilmember O'Connell. Mayor Ruane.
Aye.